Alright, let's get started. Hello, everybody. I am Omega Recon Gaming. Let me get my mic and everything set up, and we'll get started right now. Alright. Welcome to Stories and the Path of Stories and the Path... Stories, the Path of Destinies. I can't even talk. This was the very first PlayStation game I ever played. Actually, I streamed this a bit when I got my PlayStation, but I didn't call it Stories in the Path of Destinies, which I should. Actually, funny enough, I didn't do that when I was editing some playlists. It was a few days ago. I was already fixing playlists, and I was just like, I might as well fix some videos as well. So I did. Changing the names of some of them. Like, especially some of my older ones. But anyway, let's get started. So I have played and beaten this game. But it's been a while since I played it, so I'm gonna play and see what I remember and when I forget. So, this is a very good game, so...
Once upon a time, the infamous rover Reynardo plundered the floating isles. Then, his mother called him to her deathbed. "Swear to me that you won't die on the gallows," she rasped. Reluctantly, he swore. And he whiled away his days at home with music, cards, and wine. But the Emperor had changed. He'd been good once, a shy, almost humble toad. He'd built universities. Then people started whispering about mass graves in the woods. Midnight rituals, victims screaming. The Imperial Ravens would round up entire villages, and no one ever returned. The Ravens had come to Ubar scouting for ancient books said to be of great power. But the librarians had hidden the books, so they'd burnt the librarians. The citizens, outraged, had driven them off. The Ravens had come back with dropships. The kid had fled with one of those books. He was brave and dumb and wanted to join the rebellion. And Reynardo had promised his mother he'd protect him.
Alright. So this has multiple... This is a game where it has multiple endings, and your objective is to, pick the right ones in order to get the final ending. So this means I have to play stage multiple times, but, with different, objectives and stuff. So...
The kid was looking down, watching his city burn. "Sorry, kid," Reynardo told the kid. "Look, if we give them the book, they'll leave you alone." "My mother died for this book!" "I promised her I'd protect you." "Oh, damn it." The kid had run off. With the book, of course. So Reynardo had to run after him. The two Ravens were staring at the kid like he was their dinner, which probably was what was in their tiny brains. "Hey," Reynardo said. They cocked their heads at him. "Pick on someone as ugly as you." Wait, that didn't come out right. "For the Emperor!" The Ravens cawed and rushed at him. dropship flew overhead. He hoped they hadn't noticed him. The kid. Oh, right. The Gate of Heroes. Someone's idea of a joke, making the Skyship Docks a gated community. You needed a hero's sword to open it. And the kid was on the other side of the gate. Who let you through? Promise me you'll take the book to the rebels, or I'm gonna steal your ship. I'm not taking that damn book anywhere, and neither are you. Try and stop me, laughed the kid. I bet you don't even have a hero sword. And with that, the kid hopped away. Had to hand it to the kid. He was an idiot, but he had guts. Where was Renata going to get a hero sword? 4 and wind essence? Perfect.
That looked more like darkness essence.
A hero sword. QBD.
Okay, now that I have the hero sword, the normal sword is gone, so it's replaced with this.
Yeah. This is what he got for settling down and finding people to care about. The kid's mum had been a swell cook, and she'd laughed at Renato's jokes, even when he didn't know he'd made one. And then the ravens had come to burn her. And she'd made him promise to protect the kid. But she never told him where the book was. Just the kid. He came up to a ledge. It was too far to jump. There'd been a bridge here before, hadn't there? And there was Peter, giggling at him. How'd you get across? He asked the kid. Where'd you find a hook? I hopped, said the kid. White-ass kid. Hey, look out behind you. Cute, said Renato. Ah, ravens.
Oh, you want to fight?
It was time to talk some sense into the kid. Just hook his way across the ledge and chase the kid down. Thing was, he hadn't used his hook since he'd retired. How had he done it? Maybe if he meditated at that altar there, he'd remember his old skills. Starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot, like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
Right, okay.
And there was the Farfarer. She was the fastest ship he'd ever known. She could do the Kessler run in 12 furlongs. Oh, so the salesman had told him. And something told him the kid was about to walk into an ambush. Stop! He shouted. I'm not giving you the book! Shouted the kid, and took off. No! Peter! The kid ran for it.
Why doesn't he just say he'll take him to the rebels and then lie? Literally, that's all you need to do. Say, I'll take you to the rebels, and then lie, and then steal the book when he's asleep.
The book was unburned. Next to it were the buckles from the kid's shoes, and a kid-sized pile of ashes. Damn it. Why hadn't he lied and told the kid he'd take the book to the rebels? The kid would be alive now. Really pissed off and betrayed, but alive. Oh, damn it. Reynardo picked up the book. He couldn't let the Empire have it now. He was going to have to get it out of there. He'd be a wanted man. Probably have to join the rebellion just to have a place to dock. Well, he'd hated home life anyway. What was the big deal about this book anyway? Maybe he should open it and find out. All that had been years ago. How many? The war was a blur, and now 3 Raven scout ships were chasing him. "Where are you running, rebel?" cawed the Raven captain over the loud hailer. Reynardo could see them cranking up their catapults. "Just going out for milk?" Reynardo yelled back. "Where can you run?" laughed the Raven horribly. Far behind him, another city was burning. The dark cloud above its island was thousands of Imperial ships. The fleet was doing a thorough job. "Take us to the rebel base, and we'll spare your life!" it cawed. The entire jury-rigged rebel fleet was only a few islands to the east. Beyond that were only the pillars of heaven, a sea of endless blood-colored tornadoes. The rebellion was out of time, unless Reynardo could bring a game-changer. Maybe he could. Reynardo had found out where he could find the pieces of the Sky Ripper, the legendary weapon that had exiled the lost gods. Surely a legendary weapon could win the final battle. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino had sent Reynardo a desperate message saying he had a brilliant scheme to save the rebellion. If Reynardo could only rescue him. Reynardo dived the Farfarer towards the abyss. As he felt the heat of the jet stream, the Raven ships peeled off, not stable enough to follow him down there. Now it was time to choose. Lapino or the Sky Ripper.
So, here we go. And so this is where the choices begin. Okay. So, I know what happens when you choose both options. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to flip a coin, heads or tails, what I'm going to do here, because my judgment is biased. So, the first story, we're going with the Sky Ripper.
Every child knew about the Sky Ripper. The Transcendent Emperor had buried its pieces. What could have brought them to light? This Emperor, Isengrim III, had once been kind, but he'd gone mad. And now he was conducting secret, obscene rituals to bring back the lost gods. Had he, somehow, summoned the long-lost components of the legendary weapon out of the deep places of the earth? It was more than Reynardo could fathom. But if he could find a legendary weapon, he would use it. As he set foot on the island, Reynardo could not help but feel a tinge of guilt. He'd left Lapino behind. He hoped the Mad Rabbit had somehow escaped the Ravens. He hoped they hadn't eaten him. If they had, he hoped they hadn't eaten him alive. Why had he chosen the Sky Ripper? Reynardo never made plans that required constant vigilance. He was a hero. He didn't think too much. He just went with his gut and hoped it all worked out. The Sky Ripper was a long shot. He'd have to devote himself to it. No side journeys, no rescuing old friends. That was against his nature. Could he stick with it?
So yeah, the narration and the story is what really makes this game click. So we got water essence. So you need like these essence and stuff to make like swords and stuff. Okay, it's blocking this way. Is there anything?
A chest that shiny deserved to be opened.
Okay. So the next ability I'm going to go for is dashing. The healing sword is one of the most important swords because that's how I beat the game, is literally with a healing sword. Current looks badass. Okay, so level 2 allows one to heal oneself. Okay, so we need 30 iron ore in order to upgrade it to the, you know. So I've had each sword. Honestly, you know, the Vord Blade is kind of good. The Firestorm is kind of good. But mostly, I just use the hero's sword. Gems? Do I even have anything? No, I don't. Okay. Oh shit. Don't turn this way.
These things could really use a hand.
Oh, you can't see me beyond that point.
The people who had built this castle, did they even know what monstrous weapon lay hidden within their walls? The Sky Ripper could destroy anything it touched, or so the legend said. As the Transcendent Emperor had fought the lost gods, thousands had died. But Renardo had been through wars. The only merciful war was a short one. He wasn't that good. Yet.
Yeah, dashing will be needed. Okay, can I... how am I gonna get there? Don't have the ice yet. So all this stuff, there's stuff that you can ignore, new paths that you can explore, like when...
It was good to practice your moves, Lord Renardo. Keeps you limber.
Anything else that's good here? No. Oh, this is my only way. Okay, gotta think. my sound doing okay? Yep, it's doing fine. Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because like my headphones had like a little static and I didn't want that to mess up the audio, so. Alright. Alright.
2 eyes good. 1 eye dead.
Come here. Come here. Dead. Alright.
Puzzle. Renato loved puzzles.
Well, puzzles are meant to be solved.
On the other hand, if there was a puzzle, it was probably meant to keep people away from something good.
I mean, that's usually the case. Alright, so...
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs.
When I played this game for the first time, it had some frame problems. Hopefully that's done with now, but we'll see.
Renato's blood was up. He just needed to smash something.
Yeah, I really need to upgrade to the healing. Can I use...
It was starting to come back to him. Something you never completely forgot. Like how to freeze time when attacking. The more he fought, the more he'd probably remember.
I had a dash, so... Oh, once... Okay, okay, it's the truth revealed, that's when I think. Okay, so then I'll go for... maximum... Oh, okay.
There it was. Skyripper's armature. The stuff that dreams are made of. Engineers' dreams, anyway. The device was intricate. No one alive had the skill to make a thing like it. How was it part of a weapon at all? He'd have to ask a scientist. But first, he'd get the second piece. Skyripper had a heart. A core that had come to rest on the next island. Well, there was another island he could reach. Zenobia had just invaded it with her father's Raven battalions. She must be encamped there still. But fighting Zenobia now, that made no sense at all. He'd already sacrificed one friend to get this armature, was it? He didn't need to hurry to face her. She would find him.
I will find him! Alright, here's another flipping choice. Heads for her, tails for the other option. Heads, we're going with Zenobia.
Renato asked himself why he changed course to confront Zenobia. He'd no idea.
Well, they can't use the Skyrim without the core, so it's just as useful with us.
He could never figure out why he'd done them. Usually, they worked out. After all, he was a hero.
Okay, so like I was trying to say before, the Sky Ripper isn't of any use to the Empire without its core, and if they can't find the Sky Ripper, then they can't use it, obviously. So even if they have the core, they can't. Like if Ronaldo hides the Sky Ripper, they can't use it. So actually, it's good strategic sense. Because Ronaldo said it had devastating powers.
The truth is, though, he wanted to see her, wasn't it? It had been a dozen years since Swordfru School. He'd followed every rumor about her, every scrap of news. Not that he still loved her. After all, she was his enemy. No, it was solely because know your enemy. But it would be great to see her. Even if they faced off across sword points, as they'd done so many times at school. The world was a less interesting place without her.
Alright. So I like how the little thing moves behind you. What is it called? The Sky River. The Sky River, that's what it's called. How do I forgot how you dash. Oh. I'm surprised the narrator isn't saying anything to this.
Hero Wall. Hero Sword. Ice Wall. Ice.
How do I... Oh. Oh, okay. That was very close, actually. I actually cut that really close.
I wonder what I could make with all these sword crafting materials, thought Renato.
A sword! Get my sword! I love how he's just not even talking about all the dead bodies. Right. Okay. Go. Dead. Go. Eliminate. Oh, no. Dead. Okay. Just making sure I clean the house. Alright. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Anyone ever tell you have a lovely eye? No? Renato wasn't entirely sure how he was going to capture Zenobia. She'd be expecting him. And he didn't have Lapino to cook up a clever plan. Why was it again that he hadn't got the core?
I can make a firestorm sword now, but I only have enough room for one. But I want the sword that lets me heal.
The sword was always a little better when he sharpened it.
I like having the healing sword. Alright, let's see. I still can't buy that skill. Odd. I have 2, don't I? Counterattacking now causes damage. What? Why wouldn't a counterattack already cause damage? Alright, perfect strike. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna go for health. But for some reason, I guess I can't yet, so. Finish him. Can I go back and pick up that health? Nope, I can't. Damn it.
Reynardo slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all.
Like a creeper.
Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up on her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She vanished. And he suddenly noticed he couldn't move except his mouth. In fact, soon he couldn't keep his mouth shut. He told Zenobia everything. Sky Ripper, the rebellion plans, even where the secret rebel base was, until he was hoarse. It was some kind of truth spell. A talky truth spell. She called her father by Farspeaker Toad and filled His Majesty in. But why didn't he get the core? Croaked the Farspeaker in something like His Majesty's croak. Because I missed you, darling. Reynardo grinned. He doesn't even know why, frowned Zenobia. That makes no sense. It's a trap, shouted the Emperor. I'll meet you at the outpost, and I'll bring my interrogators. If Reynardo came face to face with the Emperor, maybe he could assassinate him. But maybe it would be smarter and safer to turn Zenobia against her father.
All right. Okay, heads or tails. Here we go. Hold on, try that again. Good, it's the option I wanted.
What are you doing? Asked Zenobia. Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? He asked her. She shook her head. He told her. His Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him an eater of souls, an immortal. But to seal his bargain with them, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him. She was stunned. Furious. You're lying. Under a truth spell? It's a trick. You can't prove that. Take me to the observatory, and I will.
I really like Ronaldo. You know, he's not stupid. But, you know, and he is quick on his feet. Looks like he's a mixture of two animals.
What kind of proof could you possibly have? She said as they landed on the Nexus. Your father ritually sacrificed a village, and he left witnesses? The scientists resurrected one. Well, it's not really alive, but it can talk. A true witness. She frowned. The dead can't lie. Well, I bet they could. They just don't have any reason to. She nodded grimly. You go on ahead. I don't want the Ravens to see me.
Well, I could run away. That's a possibility, you know. So she's very trusting of me. She doesn't know if I'll just run away or... But, you know...
I hoped his mother wasn't watching.
Energy. Got some more ore, good. You guys wanna fight? Ha! 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 This series will be...
Renato didn't have vertigo.
This series will be very short because this game is very short. I'm gonna play it until I beat it. I'll try to get as many of the swords as possible. It is a huge grind to get them, but you know, since there is so many of the endings, you know, I don't know all the endings. I know most of them, but I don't know all of them. After I beat the game, I was just like, eh.
Renato felt like he was ready to learn new things. Thank goodness he didn't have to go to school for that.
Alright, so now we got some boosted health. So, once we get enough ore, we'll build the darkness sword. And then... Are we going? Oh, hello there. Come here. I really like the combat in this. You know, it might seem very generic, but it actually gets, you know, better later on as you upgrade your abilities. And it's very smooth. It's very responsive. And
all this ore, Renato could forge a really great sword. He was a master forger. That probably wasn't the right word.
I really like all the characters in this.
She caught up with him. She seemed troubled. All right, out with it, he said. He sent his ravens to search for an ancient crystal. Something called the Iblis stone. Iblis? Isn't he one of the lost gods? He shivered. A stone dedicated to one of the lost gods. Well, that could give great power. But what would the god demand in return?
His soul. I probably should have grabbed that chest there. That was a mistake. So here's the glitchy stairs. Let's see if they fix them.
Enough secrets from Renato to crush the rebellion. It will be a fair trade if the scientists could convince Zenobia to change sides.
They fixed the stairs. Good on you, devs.
If I craft a sword now, it's going to be really short.
I don't have enough. What? Why did it jump up to set? Oh, okay. I was like, what the... Okay, so the Firestormers were the one I'd be crafting next. I don't have any gems yet. That's a pain. Alright.
Energy spheres. Easy to dodge, but boy did they sting if you didn't pay attention. The way they stayed back and lobbed pain and death from a distance. Cowards. Really dangerous, effective cowards.
Okay. Oh yeah, a bunch of ore. Great. I need that.
Renato had always wanted a flying carpet. This was more like a flying tabletop, but it would do.
Alright.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The ravens had burned the reanimated witness to cinders. Renato was stunned. There goes my proof. These were scientists, not rebels, Zenobia said, upset. Why would he do this? I don't know. Let's go to the fleet and ask him. Yes. I'll meet you on the mountains. There's something I have to get first. But could he afford to meet her in the mountains? He'd given the Empire the location of the secret rebel base. They would need rescuing.
Okay, here we go. Ah! Bad. Okay, my bad. Everything got ripped out because I tried to... Okay, try this again. For fuck's sake. Alright. One more time. Oh, come on, I'm just trying to flip a fucking coin. Come on. Alright, fuck it. Heads.
Why was he going to meet up with her? Wasn't it more important to rescue the rebel council from the almost certain Imperial attack? Why was he in this war anyway? Was it really to fight the good fight, or did he just want to see her again? One of these days, Renato thought, I should really figure out my motives before I pounce. Nah.
So yeah, I found an ad about that. I got this game through like PS PlayStation the net PS Plus service. So
was it true? Was he on this adventure just to see Zenobia again? The Imperial heir was not an easy cat to see. Well, she'd ignored all his Kwanzaa gifts. And on the other paw, trying to get a date by joining a war against your intended was, let's say, pretty optimistic. Yeah, but on the back paw, thought Renato, yes, it sounded exactly like him. Good, I'm so glad we had this little chat, he told himself.
Ronaldo might need to get himself checked out. Zenobia. My question is, why didn't she come with us? Like, it doesn't really make sense. I don't like that you keep your health from the last level. Like, if you're extremely low on health and you're carrying that over, like, they should give you full health and stuff when you start a new level. That's what I don't like.
Who needed bridges anyway? A present? For me?
Dude, let me keep the ore that I got. I don't remember if it does that. Okay. Maybe we should wait a bit and let my health regen itself so I can regen my own health. That doesn't make sense. Basically, the magic will regenerate very slowly. And when it's good enough that I can restore my health, I wonder what's the other way, though. We almost have enough ore to make another sword. That's good. That should be good enough.
Oh, they really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought. Sometimes, Renata really hated inanimate objects.
That was a treasure chest. Can I go back? Nope, I can't.
There were a lot of dead ravens along the side of the road. Someone had rampaged through here on a killing spree. What had Zenobia gone to get? He had a chilling feeling. He could recognize her blade work in the wounds of the dead birds. Why had she killed them? Surely her father's soldiers were no threat to her.
Well, I mean, obviously when she probably saw her father has done, she probably turned on him. I don't know. That's probably... That's what I would assume. The core is just trying to say. I think they fixed a lot of the frame problems. That's really good that they did that. I'm glad. I'm happy.
His paws were getting numb. Calaveras really didn't want company, did he?
Okay. Oh, nope, the frames. Why did the frames just dip? It's not... This game can't be taking up that much, like, power to play. Like, it's not fucking rendering an entire, like... I mean, it's a pretty big map, but, like, it's not, like, fucking GTA.
Renato checked to make sure his sword was still working. Yep.
This is bad. I might only be able to do... what's it called? Certain amount of missions at once if the game is going to keep behaving like this. I do have another series planned just in case of, you know, this one. You know, I still got to finish doing stuff for Final Fantasy, the quests and stuff. So.
He reached the summit, expecting no one. But there she was, steaming, pacing. "I'm gonna kill him," she said. "I'm gonna kill all his ravens, and then him, and then his family, and all the eggs and tadpoles. Then I'm gonna burn down their pond." "Did you go and get the Iblis stone?" "You see, all these ravens I killed. So much power." "Are you feeling normal?" because you seem a little bloodthirsty. Yes, obviously it wants blood. Demons always want blood. You really want power from a demonic rock? You want the stone, don't you? Not really. Good. I'd rather not have to kill you. He told her he loved her. That he wouldn't let the Iblis stone take her, even if he had to die for it. Well, he planned to tell her. Now didn't seem like the right time. She'd probably cool off in a bit. So he let her get in her ship and fly off. He rushed back to the Farfarer and followed her, keeping a healthy distance. Zenobia's ship was just visible through the clouds ahead. How could he reason with her? But he had to. The rebels were down for the count. No wonder. He betrayed the location of their base and then he'd abandoned them. And if she became Empress while she was in the grip of the Iblis Stone, if she became Empress by murdering her father, she could still be a great Empress. But she could also be a nightmare Empress. She had to be stopped.
So I think we've reached an ending or not? I don't know. So this might be one of the endings. I don't remember correct. Oh wait. Okay, I think there's this one more stage and
there
then...
were more dead ravens along his path. Some of them wounded in the back. He knew she could have easily talked her way past them, or clouded the little tiny raven brains with a spell. She was going out of her way to kill everything in her path. This wasn't Zenobia. Not as he knew her.
We've got to stop her. We're missing 5 more ores. Like, so, yeah, most of the time the game is fine, but like other times the game isn't, like, and it'll start lagging. How long? Alright. Oh, guys, at least it's Friday today. I don't know if it's when you're watching. Well, for the people who are watching the live stream, it's, you know, Friday. For the people who are catching it later, it might not be Friday. This could be a secret.
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods?
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we just need one more ore. This game couldn't just give me one more ore. Oh, that's fucking torture.
Where did that go to?
Dead. This is it. Oh, yep, there's still frame problems. God, and fucking disappearing hit. You couldn't really put the effort in to fix that. I take back my earlier statement.
Of the sandcastles when he was too.
Like, come on now. And this was a game that went on for like PlayStation, the PlayStation service. Dirty. Like a lot of people, like, I'm guessing played this game. Because it was a free game at that, you know, giving them a free game at the time. It's not a free game anymore, but at the time, that, you know.
This thing really needed a roof.
Oh, more ore and dark essence. Good. Or wind essence. Gosh, I fucking didn't open the crates. Damn it. Stop it.
That hurt.
Fucking kill him. And you're dead. And I don't have the dark sword yet, so I can't open that.
Can't we just agree to disagree? Said Renato. No?
You're already there. I'm not healing until I know I've opened up all the boxes. Well, even then, now it's not good enough. That wouldn't be even good enough.
Can't be dying, you thought? I'm the hero.
This ain't no place for no hero. Where's the checkpoint? Oh, thank God. No. No, 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 no. Fuck.
Rosebud, he said to no one in particular as he died.
This is why you should start with full health when you start a stage, because then you have to work off your previous health, and that is bullshit. I'm waiting for the thing to regen so I can... Did it! I saved the world.
So, his beloved was possessed by the spirit of a demon. That's what it meant to be a hero. To brave the darkness in your loved one's soul. To have faith there was still good in her. To help her out of that darkness, no matter what the cost. But what? What could he do? She'd kill him if he tried to take the Iblis stone from her.
And health fucking phases through. That's... Okay, that was cool though. We're getting a good amount of ores. Well, now I know what to look for when I'm playing this game, so... Like, when I was playing this for the first time, I didn't know what the fuck... Come here, you.
You've got rather well, actually.
Oh, jeez. I think I've reached the end. Alright, I need to deal with you. Die! Die! For fuck's sake! Do that. How far did it set me back?
Hoped his hook didn't break.
Heal. Alright, here we go.
At the end of the trail of raven corpses was Zenobia. Her father was frantically rigging a strange apparatus wrapped around a glowing core. "Don't do it!" he shouted. "You'll hate yourself in the morning! Stay back!" She screamed in a horrible voice he'd never heard before. It froze him in his tracks. The Emperor stared at him. "Run!" he told the toad. "Or hop!" But he didn't manage to voice it, only think it. Zenobia stabbed her blade forward, and His Majesty fell dead. She began laughing hysterically. Or was she weeping? Just walk away. She laughed at him. I've no more use for you. There was something he needed to do, but he couldn't figure out what it was. So he did as he was told. As he walked away, he felt a chill in the world. The light in the sky seemed to dim. He didn't dare turn. He had a nagging feeling there was something he should have done just then. Something heroic. But he could not have taken the Iblis stone from her by force. And she would not have parted with it willingly. A cold wind blew from where she had been. But he still didn't dare turn. And then, an awful laughter filled the air. And all the torches and all the ships went out. And he realized what he should have done. But by then, it was too late to do anything. Okay, that was weird. He could have sworn he just died. Instead, he was on the Farfarer, sailing away from Ubar. And it was
Ooh, we
still
got one of
burning.
the
He'd
things, the
burning
endings.
Ubar years ago, hadn't he? And now he was back there. Had all those years fighting the Empire been nothing but a vision into the future? A useful vision if it was true. He'd learned something. Zenobia still had feelings for him.
Okay, so we learned one truth is that Zenobia has feelings for Bernardo. So we got to figure out the rest of the truths. And then we can unlock the
He'd
last
made
thing.
bad choices. But now, when the real battle came, he wouldn't make those choices. He wouldn't make the same mistake twice. The book's pages began to flip backwards, towards the beginning. And he realized that his adventure was just beginning. The clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced.
Alright.
Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Renardo.
That's
On
the
other
new
hand,
ending.
His old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Renardo really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
So now we have an extra option. But we have already done the core once. So I'm going to pick out of these two, I'm going to flip a coin out of what I'll do. So here goes. Heads, we go to save Lepido. Tails, we go get the Iblis stone before the Emperor does. Here goes. Lepido, we're coming.
Ah, Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he did not exactly own. Lapino always wiggled out of trouble, given time. But he was out of time. The Ravens had figured out that Lapino was a rebel spy. If the fleet reached him first, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
I feel like there's a lot of references to Star Wars in this, but it might be just me. I don't know. It could be just my imagination. Yeah. I mean, I know all the options, so eventually
Lapino
I
had
will pick the
apparently
correct
managed to
options.
confuse the judge by arguing that he hadn't actually stolen a winged horse. He'd only sold it. But wait, where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens? He was practically sure he'd find something useful in one of these things.
Come on, chest. Give me something good. Thank you, chest. You gave me something good. How many more to... Any gems yet? No, we don't have any gems. I want to keep the healing sword out for now.
Pointy? Check. Flexible? Check. What else do you need in a sword?
Stabbing capabilities? So this story will be the last of stories I'll do.
Taken the town.
Oh.
Renato had seen villages emptied like this. All the people taken away to be sacrificed in the Emperor's secret rituals. Renato hoped the people were just hiding. The village looked so peaceful. Were the villagers hiding somewhere? Of course not. No matter how much he searched, he would only find ravens here.
So, I think this will be the,
What was behind that door? Renato's nose told him there was treasure there. They must have forgotten it in a hurry. Surely they wouldn't mind if he helped himself to it. After all, he wouldn't even know.
So this will probably be the other story I do today, and then I might stop. I don't know. Who knows? It depends how long this takes me. Did I get a gem and I wasn't paying attention? I think I did.
Sometimes, at home, he'd wave his sword around for hours.
I'm not gonna make the obvious joke. Okay, so now we have access to this dash through enemies. Alright, good. We have an increased amount of health. You want to go? I like how the sword drags.
Ravens were landing everywhere. The advance guard. He'd better get moving. If they got to Lupino first, they'd eat him for breakfast. Or a snack. Ravens weren't picky. If they got hungry, they sometimes forgot to interrogate their prisoners. Even top spies like Lupino. Where had the mad rabbit got to?
Yeah, the frames. That's a huge problem with this game. Like, the game is fine on its end. Like, it's got a good story and everything. It's just... the frame problems, that's the problem. It's inconsistent when it happens. It's really, and it just sucks you out. And I don't want to kill my PS4, so that's why I'm only going to restrict it to 2 this time and see if that system works. Because usually when I was playing it a long time, it would break down, start, like, I don't know. I can't be the only person who's having this problem. Kill both of them! Fuck!
Oh, Renata hated warlocks. The way they could hurt you and you couldn't hurt them back.
Fuck you. Dead.
Renato felt a chill run down his back. Or possibly a flea.
Well, I can still pick up these things. Giving myself as much health as I can.
Oh, what does the fox say? Asked one raven. Another one called.
Really?
Back.
So
I'm dying. And they both laughed hysterically.
this game has the memes.
Dirty and bloody, Renato finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle. Renato recognized the cards. It was Lapino's favorite deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, see, this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal. They're very reasonable people, actually, for weasels. Now, I got a brilliant plan to kidnap Zenobia. We capture Zenobia, we find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Capture the Emperor's greatest general, who happened to also be a deadly sorcerer, and, oh, his only daughter? That would be worth it. And it would be nice to see her. He'd always had a soft spot for her. And he felt sure she had one for him. On the other hand, he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
Okay. Time for the flip. Heads it is.
Zenobia wasn't just the Emperor's daughter, of course. She'd been Renato's best friend in sword fu school. He was just mad for her. The rabbit reminded him. The rabbit had a point. And Renato had a feeling she'd want to see him again. Who knows what could happen between the two of them this time around? She knows all his plans, chuckled the master spy. She won't give them up easily. She'll tell the interrogators, all right, said Lapino. Taking her would change the game, all right.
Now, I would have liked it if, because well, when it, it'll show in a second, but like, and I'll explain.
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
So, he doesn't fight alongside you. Lupino doesn't fight along. That would have been great, but no. He, just like Zenobia didn't fight alongside you, even though she's a master swords woman, Lupino doesn't fight alongside you. Which I find very annoying. The frames. Just... I might have to change my mind about this series because, like, the frame problem is, like, really terrible. And I don't know if I would really want to risk my computer just for, you know...
He felt like Tarzan.
I don't know. It's a thing I'll think about after I finish, this would be a useful skill, but I can't buy it for some reason.
Long live the Emperor!
Dead, 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 dead. Dead, and dead.
Hey, a workbench. He could try out his new bling.
Oh right, I must have gotten a gem. Critical chance. Okay, cool. Alright.
This couldn't be good for global warming.
Oh yeah, I got the good gem. Awesome. Glad I got it now rather than later. Oh, I fucking missed an ore. Shit. Well, whatever. Alright, I got a really good gem right here. I almost skipped this chest here. Let's see what you give me.
What exactly was Lupino up to this time? You could see the wheels spinning inside his head. They made Renato dizzy, in fact.
Oh, I skipped a good portion of the...
So, what's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Reynardo hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Reynardo.
Alright, I'm gonna flip. Here we go.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you know better, said Lupino.
Sorry, mate. The dice was not in your favor. Shield breaker. Hells yes. Wait, can I make... No, it would say if I can... But how close am I making a new sword? Or upgrading a sword, I'm almost there. I'm actually close to making the wind throw. Oh man, if I would have just picked up that one more ore. Fuck.
Close to you.
Fuck. I'm gonna wait just a little bit so I can get some health. Just to top off. And good enough. There we go. Alright, topped off. Because it carries over to the next level, so.
Reynardo slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. She was curled up at her bed. Oh, he'd forgotten how beautiful she was. How sleek. How soft. He tapped her on the shoulder with his sword. She became smoke. And he noticed he had a blade to his throat. Stay a while, purred a familiar voice. Did you really think you could capture me? Zenobia said as her ship lifted off. Now I just wanted some privacy, Reynardo said. Reynardo knew she still had feelings for him. Maybe he could just cut to the chase. But was timing right for that?
Well, this is the same option, so... Well, I mean, it can give you a different ending, but... This one, I will not do a coin toss because
I know how you
it's
feel
too
about
similar.
me, baby. I know you want to be with me, Reynardo said. What? The Emperor's evil, babe. I'm nice. Remember how nice I was back in school? You were an idiot in school. You said I was funny, said Reynardo, starting not to like how the conversation was going. The Emperor pulled me out of an alley. Don't tell me he's evil. Yeah, but did you ever wonder why? No, I didn't. Why don't you ask him? Well, because I know why. He wants to sacrifice you. You can tell him that when he interrogates you. Can't we just start this over? But Zenobia shut him in the hold of the ship. He had no one to explain anything to until he was brought to the Emperor's interrogators. After that, it's just screaming. He had tried something bold and paid the price for it.
And that is one of the death endings that you can get. Yep. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. I thought, you know, when I found those for the first time.
The city was already under Zenobia's control. I had to admire her efficiency. Renato shivered at the thought of Zenobia at the mercy of the interrogators. Could he really turn her over to them? But this was war. It wasn't meant to be pretty.
What? Why did it start me over? It usually would just give me an ending for that. Why did it start? Oh my god. Motherfucker. That's very odd. Now I have to do the whole stage again. That's very annoying. God, the frame. Why is the frame rate right here just
they
so
really
terrible?
needed to redecorate anyway. Yeah.
Let's go this way. See how that turns out. Okay, so I guess. No, let me fucking... You're dead.
Renato felt ready to take on new powers. That was always a rush.
I could have won for increased stamina, but I didn't. Yep, frame rate's really starting to drop, so... Fuck you. You're dead. That's a pretty dick move to just kill.
Not quite enough, thought Renato.
I need one more fire essence to upgrade. I need one more water essence to upgrade. It's a shame you can't update your hero sword to give that more power. Let's try a different way. Well, what do you know? I got both. I wonder if I can upgrade both of them. Or, well, I kind of want to make the new sword. So,
This sword from the frigid north was really useful for making popsicles.
yeah, because I like to open doors, so that's why I just want to make all the swords. So now,
Hey, I'm a firefox, thought Renato.
the puns be too cringy. Energy on kill level 2. Awesome. I need to... Let me just break the rest of these. You know, despite the frame rate, you know, dipping sometimes, the game is still pretty good. Does it automatic? Okay, it automatically levels you up.
What exactly was Lupino up to this time? You could see the wheels spinning inside his head. They made Renato dizzy, in fact.
So what we'll do this time is I'll flip a coin to see if I follow his plan, Lupino's plan. So, or go and do the other option. So I'm gonna do that right now. Here we go. Ow. Come on. Come on, stupid coin. Flip. Alright. We're gonna ignore Lupino again. And do the other option.
A gem of power.
Oh my god, energy on kill.
Find those every day.
I got it, like, within this one thing I've fully maxed out energy to kill, which is one of the gems I wanted to end up with. What luck. Sorry, Lupino. I've already made mention.
What's this plan of yours? Use me as bait, said Lupino. And he outlined a slightly complicated plan that involved geese, a net, setting the Farfarer a little bit on fire, Lupino dressing as an old blind toad, and Renato hiding inside a monstrous watermelon. What could possibly go wrong? Thought Renato. Oh, go ahead. I'm sure you know better, said Lupino.
Can we upgrade? Not yet.
Renato slinked through Zenobia's ship, making no sound at all. Where were her guards? Finally, he reached her bedroom. Now I just wanted some privacy, Renato said. Renato knew she still had feelings for him. Maybe he could just cut to the chase. But was timing right for that?
Alright.
Did you ever wonder why the Emperor adopted you? And he told her why. His Imperial Majesty wanted to bring the lost gods back. They could make him immortal. To seal the bargain, he needed a sacrifice. Someone who truly loved him.
You're lying. She was furious. You can't prove that.
I can. And so, they set sail for the Nexus.
Okay.
The scientists at the observatory have resurrected one of his victims. Well, he's not exactly alive, but it can talk, and it can't lie. You took a big risk. You know, I could just cast a spell to make you tell me where the rebel base is. And you wouldn't consider that cheating? She frowned. Ugh, fine. Let's go get your witness. The rebellion had started after atrocities that the Empire hushed up. Renato had rescued a priest whose order had been massacred for one book. He had slept in a burnt village. Dead kittens and puppies had come to tell him what the Emperor had done to them.
This was much easier than free climbing.
Well, that would have taken more programming, so... The frame rate in this level is the worst. This level, it has the worst of the frame rates. Let's go up.
It was definitely easier to fight inanimate objects.
Okay, here's where the game breaks. On these stairs. It didn't break. I think there's another path of stairs though too, so we'll see. Dead.
She caught up with him. Don't you think I'd know if my father started practicing black magic?
Why? Would you want to join in?
Oh, no, I'd destroy his books and...
All right, I suppose I wouldn't. She stopped, troubled. He ran on.
I like their conflict. Like, the characters are written really very well. It's just... And the gameplay is good, it's just sometimes the frame rate problems. But other than that, this game is fine. I think this game's like $15 or something?
Renato had been searching for a way to save the rebellion. Lapina wanted to capture and interrogate Zenobia. But if he could show her proof of her father's madness, maybe she would join the rebellion.
Rebel fighters. That's a dick move game. doesn't fully protect you. That is really a dick move.
Magical energy balls, immune to the laws of gravity. Boy, some people are just liable to explode if you upset them.
But art is an explosion. Hold on. Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was nothing there. Treasure. Well, first let me... Okay.
Bernardo felt a little better.
Did he now? Did Bernardo feel a little better? Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get the second ending that we need to complete the story. Because I don't remember particularly what I had to do.
The observatory was a burning hulk. Dead scientists and black feathers everywhere. The Ravens had taken care to burn the reanimated witness to cinders. Zenobia stared around, shocked. The scientists had been neutral. They had no part in the rebellion. "Take me to your council," she said, shaken. "I have things to tell them." It was what Reynardo had gambled on. The Zenobia would turn against her father once she knew his madness. But the rebel base was secret. Could he really risk taking the Emperor's daughter there, even if she did love him?
I'll flip the coin. All right, for the win. Ah. Okay. All right.
Reynardo reached Lapino by Farspeaker Toad.
No, we should take her to the base.
Insisted Lapino. "No, I don't trust her. Nobody changes size that fast," said Reynardo.
I better go to the base. Let them know you've got her.
Lapino said. "Just meet me at the far side of the mountains. There's a shuttle here I can take,"
Always has to be your way, doesn't it?
said Lapino.
That was a weird line he said. Well, I mean, that's kind of what he said earlier, but like... whatever.
Zenobia was still shaking as they got out.
didn't know, she said. The Ravens kept it secret. At first they sacrificed prisoners, then villages near the frontier, and then an orphanage. Kittens and puppies. Sometimes he'd come back to the palace and it was like there were glowing things behind his eyes. I was so busy. I'll clear a path for us, Renato told Zenobia, so the Ravens don't see you. Don't look down, he thought. This would be the perfect place for a tic-tac-toe board.
Bit random, but okay.
Zenobia came up as he massaged his sore arm. Her eyes were wet. He's been saying strange things. He asked me to do experiments. And some were wrong. They are.
Well, wait, why would she say she
vanished,
didn't believe
right?
him?
Said Renato. Gone forever. I mean, he couldn't actually bring the old gods back, could he? She didn't answer him. That frightened him more than anything.
Like, she, like, that, the fact that she helped him, but then she said to Ronaldo, I didn't know he was doing, like, obviously she knew if she was helping him, so that's odd.
We'll always
Damn.
have Paris, he thought. And then he died.
They took my health real quick. Oh my.
Renato had learned so much about... Ooh, what was it again?
Ah, shoot, I could have... Ah, damn it. Ah, whatever. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Renato wondered who was leaving chests of sword crafting supplies around. He wanted to thank him.
Fuck, man.
Renato, smash!
I don't believe there's much left.
Renato wondered what would happen if he jumped. Would he be rescued by an emergency platform? When I build my castle, thought Renato, all my gates are going to open with buttons, and all the levers will drop rocks at your head. Renato wondered if he should have taken Zenobia to the rebel base for real. Maybe she wasn't playing him after all. After the bleak talk about the Emperor's dark secret, he was regretting his suspicion. Truth was, Renato really liked the sound his sword made in the air.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. No, come on. I was so close.
His mother had never let him wave his sword around at home.
Come
I guess he
on,
was still
game.
compensating for
Don't
that.
be fucking broken like this. Oh my god. This is what I mean when it's fucking unpolished. Fucking falling and getting stuck in platforms. Come on, please, Ronaldo. I'm begging you. Break free. Wait. Come on, get unstuck. There's gotta be a way out. I cannot be stuck here. Fuck. Oh, I was so close to. I would have to start the end.
Have you ever felt you were just going round in circles? Bernardo felt
I
like
literally just got an achievement for doing this. You spin me right round, baby, right round, getting stuck in holes. Get what? What? I'm free! Holy shit! Woohoo! I broke the game. It broke me.
What else?
Fuck you, game. I was able to free myself. Literally about to go on an angry rant because of that shit.
They came up on an empty shack. He gestured her in. Where's the base? She asked, confused. I thought we could talk a bit first. Oh, you think I'm playing you? She was furious. I'm betraying my father who picked me out of an alley, and you think I'm playing you? She lashed out. Her claws sliced fire into his face. Energy boiled in her other paw. But before she could kill him, he slashed his sword into her heart.
What?
She staggered. I could have loved you. You son of a bitch. And then she died. Renato stood there for hours, unable to move. Finally, a ship landed near him. Lapino had brought the Farfarer. On board the Farfarer, Lapino couldn't stop grinning. I can't believe you actually killed her. Why can I trust her? Renato said. All he could feel was emptiness. You killed the Emperor's daughter. You might want to run for it. If you care whether you live or die, that is. Since Renato didn't, he grabbed the wheel, and he sailed for the Imperial fleet.
Well, dark turns. I don't like that it made me kill her, like...
Renato had never felt worse. Zenobia had listened to him. He had trusted him. He'd opened her eyes to her father's evil.
everything he had hoped for.
Yeah, he kind of just killed her out of, like, she laughed at him, yes.
Was he so used to lying that he couldn't trust even the girl he had always loved?
It should have given me an option whether to kill her or not. You know. That seems a little unfair, because, like, I was only, like, the game is like, oh, you thought she was untrustworthy? Well, fuck you. You end up killing her. How does that make you feel? Fucking dick. This game kind of makes you the bad guy in that sense.
The portal was heavily guarded. It must go someplace they really didn't want it to go.
Pop in again. Shameful display. Like, the game's got a good story and good characters, it's just... the technical problems are real, man, like...
Smashing things was fun.
The narrator's got a great voice. Gotta give it, you know, I gotta give credit where credit is due. To just smash on this game wouldn't be able to do it justice, because, you know, it's a good game, it's just the technical problems are very hard to look past.
He'd once met a pirate captain who used hooks to get around his ship.
Hooks.
What was his name again?
Yeah, there's a lot of references. Dead. Dead.
There was an inscription. Praise the sun.
Feel the power of the sun! Okay, that's his bitch. Full motion! Take him all down.
He could see the rebels reeling back as he plunged into the ranks of the Ravens. He'd had to kill the girl he loved, but he'd also blown the biggest opportunity they could have had to turn the Emperor's daughter against him. Oh, Reynardo could only laugh miserably. He was taking crazy chances now, swinging wildly. He expected the Ravens to take him at any moment, but they were running in fear. No one wants to fight a man who doesn't care if he lives. No one wants to fight a hero.
This ain't no place with no heroes. See, I can do references too. Rebel fighter moving in. You can't stop me! That was pretty cool.
He wondered what he'd remember next. Soon he'd confront the Emperor. Funny that this whole war had come about because the Emperor feared death. And now it was coming for him. There was some sort of lesson there, wasn't there? He was exhausted. Could barely think. He wanted to stop thinking. The rebels were already finished, and he was the last. The Ravens were coming for him personally now, in waves. It didn't matter. He was slick with his own blood, but it didn't matter. In the distance, he could see her, embraced by a halo of light, holding her hand out to him. Had she forgiven him? Would she take him to the halls of the Valiant? Then he felt steel in his belly, and his chest, and his back. And he lay down, and he couldn't see her anymore. Reynardo stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. And he hadn't learned anything new this time. He'd done the same thing twice, yet expected a different outcome. But that meant there must be a destiny where he survived and won, right? Otherwise, what was the point? And with that, the book's pages fluttered back once more to the beginning, and the clouds parted over the Isles of Boreas. It was time to choose. The rebellion was in trouble. Ravens were scouting for the secret rebel base. They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Or so a scholar in the mountains had told him. Surely the weapon that banished the lost gods could defeat the Emperor. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert. The Emperor had brought the Sky Ripper pieces up out of ancient burial by his obscene rituals. Could this be where the Iblis stone was hidden? Someone better get it before he does, thought Reynardo. On the other hand, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Lapino was no game changer, but could Reynardo really leave an old friend to the Ravens?
Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop. Because, first of all, I'm starving. And second of all, I think this is a good point to stop because I've already done 2 stories. And, you know, the frame rate problems are irritating me. And I need to take a break before it drives me insane. And I'll end up not wanting to do this. So that's where I've decided, this will be where I decided to take my point to stop. So this is a new series. I don't know whether tomorrow I will do Final Fantasy again, or do this, or something else. Who knows? So you'll have to tune in to tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time.